Hello, my friends. It is your buddy Phil here, Project Management Trainer and Coach. Thank you for joining me on today's show. Today, we're talking about a very important topic towards your PMP exam success or whatever exam you're working on, and it's the topic of studying. Now, we are going in on how to effectively study for the PMP exam. There's certain things that we might forget as we study, and I want to remind you of these. Number one, you need to have a timeline. If you are working towards your PMP exam success, you must have a timeline with realistic goals. Don't try to cram everything into the last few days. Instead of cramming everything into the last few days before your exam, set realistic goals along a timeline. How much do you want to achieve each day? I would advise you to aim for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours per day. Yes, and that is with a job, because that is exactly what I did. But don't be afraid to take breaks in between studying. You don't need to study 4 hours straight. So what did I do? I studied 1 hour before leaving for work. I had audio study aids that enabled me to be efficient even while driving. So instead of listening to the radio, I would listen to PMP prep material. And you can get my 20-hour prep material to keep in the zone. And you can find this on Praizion.com. But you've got this right on your fingertips, right here on your phone. For those of you who don't know of my 2 podcasts, I want you to go subscribe, because this has thousands of minutes of PMP prep across my 2 podcasts. The first podcast is study.pmradio.org. Study.pmradio.org. That will take you to the Apple podcast, where I have a 40 days to PMP exam success curriculum. So if you've got an Apple phone in your hands right now, what are you waiting for? Go on down to your browser, type in study.pmradio.org and sign up to be part of my 40 days to PMP exam success curriculum. It will remind you daily to study one of the chapters or one of the portions towards the 40-day success curriculum. So I encourage you to do that. If you are holding an Android phone, my friend, you need to go on down to Spotify and just type in 40 days to PMP exam success, or type in PMP exam radio show, and you're going to find my 2 podcasts. Sign up, follow me, and surround yourself with PMP exam motivational material. I try my best not to make it so boring that it's just predictive, or hybrid. I combine predictive, hybrid, agile, and on some days I just give you quizzes. I have so many audio quizzes. So I need you to show up for your PMP exam success, okay? If you're holding an Android phone, you can go to 40days.pmradio.org and sign up for my 40 days to PMP exam success curriculum. As simple as that. Now, the reason why the 40 days to PMP exam success curriculum is extremely helpful is it keeps you on point. It makes you pay attention to the studying for the day. It's incredible. I encourage you to tap into what I have built and I've made available for free. I'm talking about a 16-hour audio course. That is pretty much what I've given you in this one. Okay, so I know right now I'm talking quite a lot about my podcast. But the reason why is, number 1, it's free. Number 2, it is going to help you stay on point to that rhythm. That cadence is so important. Okay? So aim for 2 to 3 hours a day. And I got into this because I was giving you advice about how to stay productive when you're driving or when you're in a train or when you're on the go. You got to listen to audio. Okay? And you got to listen to good audio. I'm not talking about some audio where they're just selling you PMP stuff. No, I don't do that. I'm giving you great content. I ain't selling you nothing on my podcast. I'm telling you, this is what you need to study. Focus on this. So I'm giving you a full-on lesson. All right? So I need you to sign up for those podcasts. All right, enough said. Number 2, in addition to having this timeline and studying on the go, you also want to put time aside in your daily routine at work. I know some people are going to say, Phil, there's no way. Well, you got to be selfish for your own success sometimes. So I encourage you to look for the ebbs and flows in your daily work. For example, one of my students, and a shout out to her, to Lawan, she shared with me how she looked for opportunities in ebbs and flows to amp up her study. Now she got certified just yesterday. I'm so proud of her. Another student of mine, Stephanie, got certified, and these two people, what they did was just pound and pound on the material relentlessly daily. They showed up for their PMP exam success, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. You got to show up for your success. You got to show up daily and put in the hours, even in the middle of the day at work. Please look for time in your calendar and put it as one of your goals, work-related goals. You know, some folks are so focused on other things that they forget about their PMP the moment they are at work. No. Something else you should do while at work is always ask the question, what part of project management is this? You're sitting down in a meeting. What part of project management is this? You're estimating which knowledge area, which process. What am I doing right now? How does this affect the grand scheme? This needs to be your thought process. Always in character. Always in character, my friends. Never forgetting that you are a PMP to be. So always looking for opportunities, my friend. Okay? The third thing I'm going to say is, after you've set realistic goals and you're studying before work, to work, at work, on the way back from work with the audio, just put the podcast in, right? I need you to also, in addition to the podcast, I want you to find a study method on top of this that works for you. So the podcast, it will amaze you how subconsciously you are absorbing all of this great information I'm sharing. You're absorbing it. Whether you may believe it or not, your subconscious mind is so powerful that you are absorbing the essence of what I say on those podcasts. But in addition to that, I need you to find a solid study method that works for you. And some people prefer to read books, while others prefer to watch videos. Well, I encourage you to go subscribe right now. Hey, if you are on a device, go to youtube.com/PRAIZION. Go to the channel Praizion and subscribe. I'm going to say it again. youtube.com/Praizion, PRAIZION. I'm asking you to do this because I have over 2,000 videos, approaching 3,000, for nothing but project management and PMP. You need to tap into that channel so that you surround yourself. And if video is something that appeals to you, well, hey, knock yourself out with those videos, my friends, because this is quality. In fact, if you wanted to get on YouTube and watch my entire library on YouTube of the 40-day curriculum, you could. Just go on down to this link, pmp.pmradio.org, and you'll be able to watch my full catalog of over 16 hours on YouTube. So if that's your thing, hey, methodically watch my videos. For those of you who are on Apple, there's some of the episodes that you may listen to, and it seems like there should be video with it. Yeah, you can find the video on the Spotify platform, or you can find it on pmp.pmradio.org. It's going to help you. So find a method that works for you, okay? Experiment with different methods until you find one that you enjoy. I tell people, if online on demand is not working for you, don't beat yourself up. It's not for you. Not everyone can study on their own. It's hard. which is why I put together a series of vehicles to help you. And you can find these on praizion.com, praizion.com, because I have a live online Zoom webinar almost every other month where I'm walking people through the entire syllabus. They don't need to do much. All they need to do is show up, be attentive, and participate. But the labor of going through on demand online, it can be crushing to some of us. It could be, and to motivate yourself to do that may be hard. So why not just tap into this projectmanagementmasterclass.com solution that I have? All right. Now I'm giving you all of this as advice. I'm not saying go do this, except you truly do need it and you feel this will be a solution that I can use, then go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. So experiment with the different methods. Some of you may not need a 35-hour course with me. You may need a 4-hour course, and you can get that at hpmexam.com because I get you in ship shape for the exam. I put you in the right mindset. I align your mind to where it needs to be, and that's at hpmexam.com. That's the course I call PMP Exam Immersion. And if you Google PMP Exam Immersion, you'll also find the book, because there's a book that goes with the course. So for you, you might need a live course, or you might need a crash course, or maybe it's on demand. Whatever works for you, I just encourage you to do that. The next thing I want to advise you to do, number 5, is create a study schedule. Block out specific times each day, like you're back from work. When are you going to study? You got back at 6. You have from 6 to 6. I know it sounds like little. That's 12 hours. And I know some of that has to be sleep. But the champions that I have worked with to get their PMP, they intentionally take time out in the mornings, a lot of them, before jumping into work. And some of them, they wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and they put in the time. I'm so proud of one of my students, actually both of them, Shona and Lawan, because they'd wake up at 6 and they would go at it on the PMP immersion, and they'll discuss it, and they'd meet, and that's the way to do it. That's the way. You got to block out that time, and you got to be aggressive so that you get this behemoth off your back. All right, number 6, take breaks. It's important to take breaks when you're studying, especially if you're finding it difficult to focus. Get up, move around, or take a few minutes to relax and clear your head. And number 7, reward yourself. Right? When you reach a study goal, reward yourself with something you enjoy, and this is going to help you stay motivated and on track. Okay? So for me, here's some ideas of a timeline. My timeline was 6 months. Started in January 2005, got done in June 25th, 2005. Never forget the day, right? And I started, I just went straight into PMBOK version 3. It was the wrong PMBOK guides, so if you're reading the wrong PMBOK guide, be aware that the 2 most relevant ones are the PMBOK guide 6th edition that still has some relevance in the traditional realm, and PMBOK 7, which is kind of heavily hybridized and agnostic. But you could start off by reading the PMBOK guide and taking a pre-assessment exam, go onto Praizion's YouTube, and there's so many of these little tests that I have out there just to test your strengths and your weaknesses. And if you're closer to the exam, maybe 3 months out, well, begin taking practice exams. Now's the time. Don't wait till you're 2 days to your test. That doesn't make sense. You got to start ahead so that you can close the gaps. 1 month before the exam, I would say focus on your weak areas. Take more practice exams under timed conditions. And if you're 1 week before your exam, well, review your notes, take a few deep breaths, and just know you got this. And I would highly recommend finding a study buddy, studying with a friend or colleague that can help you stay accountable and motivated. I'd also recommend joining a study group. There are many online, many in-person groups, and joining a study group can help you connect. So at Praizion, we've got vehicles in place for people to jump on a study group via Zoom, And if you are one of our students, just buddy up. We have students buddying up all around the clock. And just jump onto our Zoom and connect with someone there. If you're one of our current students through the Immersion or the Masterclass, you can always send an email to support@praision.com to ask who's studying, and you'll be connected with someone who is studying so that you can both do great things as far as conquering the syllabus together. Use the online resources that are available to you, those that are under the Praision course. You can also sign up for my training on Udemy if you are able to study online on your own. Just going down to udemy.com/elite PMP, all one word, all lowercase. And you'll be able to sign up and come on a journey with me of 35 hours plus. So it's udemy.com/elite PMP. And I encourage you, don't give up. The exam is challenging, yes, but it's definitely possible to pass. Just keep studying and working hard, and you're going to get to your goal. You're absolutely going to get there. Now, the anatomy of the course that I developed, you can get the full breakdown of my 40-day course on the Praision webpage. I have a page. I'm going to endeavor to put it below. But if you go to the extended link, or if you go to Google, just go to Google and type in free PMP course Praision, and it will come up with the link, because there's a link that will lead you to a page where there's so much great free stuff. I have drag and drop questions just to get you into that zone. I have questions about risk management. I have questions about vanilla flavored project management. I have match the left and the right, that kind of thing. So if you go to, it's a bit of a long link, but it's projectmanagementdoctor.com/free PMP course, all one word. projectmanagementdoctor.com/free PMP course. If you go there, you will be able to do the drag and drop quizzes, the risk drag and drop, Myers-Briggs drag and drop, the 49 processes. I have a mnemonic image there, and I have a lot of content on that page, not to mention various images. I have an image there about the inputs and outputs of the 49 processes for those of you who might be studying that, and a lot more. I have a whole lot of stuff on that page, and that will help you to better master the content for your exam. The philosophy is this: the PMI has 35 tasks, and each of these 35 tasks is 1 day, right? And then you have another 5 days to tighten up. And that's it. Think about it. PMI has 35 tasks. If you study one task a day from people, process, or business, and you stay consistent, and you study the full gamut needed for that task, and you put 5 days aside for rigorous mock exam taken, you're going to get to your goal, my friend. You are. So, what is a curriculum? Day 1, task 1, people. Day 2, task 2, people. On and on till you get to day 14 under the people domain, and then you move to the next domain, process. Task 1, process, all the way to task 17, process, and by then it's day 31. Then you do the 4 days for business, task 1, business, task 2, so on. By the time you get to the end of business, that's 35 days, and guess what? Every day I have a quiz or a tiny little mock exam for you in those videos, and at the end of the 35 days, you should then be ready to face the overarching people, process, and business mock exams. So you take the people mock, take the process mock, take the business mock, and then on the final day, the grand finale, after spending one more day putting it all together, trying to master all that stuff, you then take the final mock exam of 180 questions. And I'm going to endeavor to put all of these links down below So you can sign up if you want for the people, process, or business mock, and you can sign up for the final mock, if you want to grab the book as well, but like I said, the 16-hour course is free. All you need to do, again, if you are on Spotify, go to 40days.pmradio.org. You'll be able to actually watch video of this on Spotify. Right now we're on day 26, rapidly approaching the 30s. So this program is really going, but you can start today. And again, it's free. So you can watch it there. Or if you just wanted to watch it on YouTube, go on down to the link. And it's pmp.pmradio.org. And it's going to forward you to the playlist where you can watch all of this on YouTube. But the summary, my friends, is a task a day. It's going to keep the PMP blues away. You ain't going to be singing the blues. You're going to be playing the rock riffs. You're going to be doing the cartwheels, right? You're going to be dancing, because I am going to help you get to a rhythm and a cadence. That's what it's about. Discipline, rhythm, cadence. Knuckle down, get one task done, read the enormity of whatever it is. So, for example, task 1, right? So if you're coming aboard with me, day 1 is manage conflict. But there are many things that you need to understand to effectively master task 1. And that's what I do in the videos. I go through them. So task 1, you need to understand withdraw or avoid, smooth or accommodate, compromise or reconcile, force or direct, collaborate or problem solve. That's a Thomas Kilmann conflict mode instrument talked about in the 7th edition. They kind of get it a bit wonky in the 7th, but there's 5 things. They got it right in the 6th. So you need to understand that and understand the little nuances. What is the difference between smooth and accommodate versus compromise or reconcile? Well, smoothing means you are conceding your position, whereas compromise or reconcile is a temporary fix, or you're looking for some sort of satisfaction or some sort of resolve. So you're not conceding. These are the tiny little differences that I bring to the surface daily. Then we talk about the 5 stages of team development. We talk about organizational theory, the psychology for the PMP winning mindset. I cover all this stuff. So I encourage you. It's free. What are you waiting for? Follow me on 40 days to PMP exam success by killing a task a day. Someone says, Phil, it's aggressive. You got to choke the life out of that task. Get it down pat. Because if a task has so much life in it that you've not explored, it's going to eat you alive. That's not what you want. You want to dominate the task. Day 1, manage conflict. Day 2, lead a team. Day 3, support team performance. Day 4, empower team members and stakeholders. Day 5, ensure team members and stakeholders are adequately trained. Day 6, build a team. Day 7, address and remove impediments, obstacles, and blockers for the team. So on and so forth. You need to get them down. Okay? I encourage you, my friend. I inspire you. Take action if you haven't already. If you're wishy-washy in your studying and you don't know whether you're coming or going, and you're like, one day I'm studying Agile, the next day I'm studying knowledge areas, the next day I'm studying process groups, the next day I'm trying to cram these goofy ITTOs, next day I'm doing methods, models, and artifacts. That's not how to do it. That's not. So the ingredient is this: a task a day. I didn't say a knowledge area a day. I didn't say a process group a day. I didn't say an agile framework a day. I didn't say a scrum event a day. No, I said an entire task. And if you follow my method of a task a day, go in for the kill every day, you're going to get there. You're going to be firmer in your understanding. Because you do know that the PMI, they ain't testing you on PMBOK 6 or 7. The blueprint on which the exam is based is exactly what my curriculum of 40 days is based on. It's based on the tasks, my friend. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox for now. I hope this encourages you and inspires you to get on a rhythm, get on a cadence. Lock down those 35 tasks, my friend. You're going to be laughing all the way to the score bank. It's all about the mindset. It's all about the psychology, which is why I wrote the book, PMP Exam Mindset. You got to get the mindset down. And how do you get it down? By following me for 40 days. It's free. Okay? Again, study.pmradio.org on Apple, 40days.pmradio.org on Spotify, or you could just go on straight to YouTube where you got all the videos, pmp.pmradio.org. And I also want you to go to the actual site where my other podcast called the PMP Exam Radio Show can be found. Some of you actually listen to this right now on the PMP Exam Radio Show, and some of you might be listening to it on the 40-day platform. If you're on one and not the other, go to pmradio.org as well, okay? Or just search in your podcast, whatever podcast vehicle you use, whether it's Podcast Addict, or I'm even on Audible or on Amazon Music. You find me all over the place. But just type in the name of the show. It's either 40 Days to PMP Exam Success or it's the PMP Exam Radio Show. Put me on your phone. And I want you to send me messages when you're stuck. Those of you on Spotify, you have the ability to click and say, hey Phil, I've got a question here, or just hit the like button. If nothing else, hit it. It's going to help me. It's going to help the algorithm, and it's going to help people find me. But interact with me, okay? I love to train people on this stuff because it changed my life. And I know it can change yours if you let it. I never thought in a million years I would be working with the likes of NASA or the FBI or the Army Corps of Engineers or the U.S. Air Force out in Mildenhall, close to where I was born in Europe. Would never have imagined. But there's power in the PMP, my friends. There's power in the PMP and the PMI because it's a unifying body that brings people of like minds together. Okay? Thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you on the next episode. Take massive action, my friends. I'm going to put links below. Do what I'm asking. Let's go on the journey. 40 days. I don't care. Whatever you're studying, whatever other material you're studying, that's fine. But let me help you get a cadence, a rhythm, a routine. Let's become creatures of habit with the PMP. Thank you very much. I really wish you all the best. Bye for now.